When you heard the news that Dharmendra Pradhan has given the resignation, what was your immediate response?
His resignation had circulated on the internet several times before he actually resigned.
Your father is an army person. He doesn't agree with you. He sees you as an international.
There is an image of JNU and the left that has been created by the right wing. But right wing has its own ecosystem. They will say anything that they want to say.
Okay.
And a lot of money has gone into it. A lot of capital has been invested in creating this image of JNU students or Dalits or Muslims or women who speak that, they are anti-national.
For Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, that how can she dance like that?
And that video, I only put it from my account.
Yeah.
I think it was a victory that was a long time coming. I think I would dance 100 times more at the cost of right-wing trolls.
How would you assume a model education system would be in India?
You are building a future India by investing in the education of young people.
Recently, Mohan Bhagwat sat with the students.
Well, the young people of this country have questioned their elder and asked for his resignation and gotten it. So this advice does not bode well with the Gen Z. The demand for the Home Minister's resignation, both of these things are two sides of the same coin. It's BJP in absolute crisis.
For our shock, she later started to praise Modi. What will happen to Neha Bora after 5 years?
An example of something you should not do. Or if you go about praising Modi, and I would rather die than be counted along with Maafi Veer Savarkar.
ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇವತ್ತೊಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮಾತುಕತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಅತಿಥಿ ನೇಹಾ ಬೋರಾ ಅವರು. ನೇಹಾ ಬೋರಾ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ತಾನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದ ಒಂದು ಗಮನವನ್ನು ಸೆಳೆದಂತಹ ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಗಟ್ಟಿತನ, ದಿಟ್ಟತನ ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಬದ್ಧತೆ ಮೂಲಕ ಕಳೆದ ಒಂದು 2 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ದೆಹಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಂತರ್ ಮಂತರ್ ಹೋರಾಟ ಆಯಿತು, ಜೆನ್ಜಿ ಹೋರಾಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಈ ಹೋರಾಟದ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದ ಒಂದು ಗಮನ ಸೆಳೆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ನೇಹಾ ಬೋರಾ. ಅವರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ಮಾತುಕತೆಗೆ ವಿ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಯು ಆನ್ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ವ್ಯೂವರ್ಸ್. Neha, firstly, I would like to congratulate on behalf of our viewers and also on behalf of the democratic people of the whole country, because you, along with your comrades and the CJP leaders and all the Gen Z students who are participating in the Jantar Mantar, you created a history that was very unthinkable, unimaginable at this juncture of time in India, because the democratic space was shrinking. At that time, you gave a hope. I think, in a sense, it is a resumption of democratic space, which was narrowed, especially in last 10 years, by the Modi, RSS, BJP ecosystem. So, I thank you again. My first question is, on the 23rd day of your hunger strike at Jantar Mantar, when you heard the news that Dharmendra Pradhan has given the resignation, what was your immediate response like? How was the situation at that time?
So Dharmendra Pradhan did not resign on the 23rd day of our hunger strike.
Okay.
We broke our hunger strike on the 23rd day.
Okay.
And then Dharmendra Pradhan resigned 4 days later on the 25th.
Okay. Then the deliberation was happening.
Yeah. Deliberation was happening.
Yeah.
So, no, it was unbelievable. For a good amount of time, neither I nor any of my other comrades allowed ourselves to truly believe that this had happened, because such fake documents had been circulating for a very long time.
Yeah, that's it.
His resignation had circulated on the internet several times before he actually resigned. So we didn't believe it, because WhatsApp University makes you check everything nowadays.
Yeah.
But once we realized it, it was a moment of great exhilaration, victory. It was great. It was really great, because this was a government which claimed that they were beyond any form of democratic accountability. when the resignation of two of their other ministers was being asked for in 2015 because they helped Mehul Choksi escape the country.
Yeah.
Rajnath Singh had said that we don't have resignations in the
that's right.
UPA. So, yeah, it was a wonderful thing to see that they do indeed will resign if the people ask them to resign. Because
Okay.
no matter how much they've destroyed the basic fundamental tenets of democracy in this country, there still remains a space for people to take it back from them.
Okay, Neha. Now you have become a symbol of courage and integration to the people of country. Crores of people are seeing, I hope, in you, not as a person, but through your works and the whole moment. Uh, our viewers are also curious to know who Neha Bora is. I mean, could you just share about your family background and where were you born, brought up, and your acquaintance with the AISA, which is a communist Marxist Leninist party, and how this all happened? Because in I think one of the statement we saw a negative your father is an army person and he doesn't agree with you and he sees you as an international. These are the narratives. I don't know what is the fact. Please share the things.
So I am from my family and I am from Uttarakhand
Okay.
and from Udham Singh Nagar Khatima. And my father is in the army. I have a younger brother. My father is in the army and he has political differences with what I do. But what people are trying to run it as is that he thinks I'm anti-national. That's not what it is. I
That's
was
not true.
saying, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he thinks so, but he's never said it. What I was saying in that interview was that there is an image of JNU and the left
Yeah.
that has been created by the right wing.
Okay.
And a lot of money has gone into it. A lot of capital has been invested in creating this image of JNU students or Dalits or Muslims or women who speak that, you know, they are anti-national.
Yeah.
If somebody criticizes the government, if somebody is critical of the policies of the government, then they are Pakistani, they are AISA agents, all of these things. So in that same way, what I was saying was that my father, just like a certain section of the society, believes in this kind of propaganda that the right wing has run against democratic people in this country. And that is what I meant in that interview also. But right wing has its own ecosystem. They will say anything that they want to say.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, coming back to Jantar Mantar moment, you had, literally you were struggling or battling with your mind and physically, okay, because you were fasting without food. And could you just explain how was the experience? How were you mentally prepared and physically prepared, and how you faced that? Because fasting 23 days is not a simple thing, right?
So we didn't know when we started the protest, we didn't know that we would be sitting on a hunger strike. When Sonam Wangchuk announced that he would be sitting on a hunger strike,
Okay.
we had our meetings also, and then we decided that since it is a students' movement, it's a students' issue, the education system concerns us more than anyone else, perhaps. So it is important that the students also sit down on hunger strike along with Sonam Wangchuk with their demands of Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation.
Yeah.
And neither of us, the 6 people from AISA who sat on hunger strike,
Yeah.
neither of us had ever sat on a hunger strike before.
Yeah.
But our senior comrades who had done AISA when they were in JNU or in other universities, or they had seen generations of activists do hunger strikes for the demands of their universities or others,
Okay.
they had seen that and they had an experience of how to do, what to do. So this, how much water we have to drink in a day. So we used to drink 4 to 5 liters of water in a day, compulsorily. So that was told to us by our comrades, senior comrades. We were told to take, and doctors also actually. So doctors would also come and our comrades would also be there. And they would tell us to take 1 liter of water, put lemon in it, half a lemon, and a pinch and 2-3 pinches of salt.
Okay,
and
that's-
have that throughout the day.
Okay.
Spread it out, take one sip, wait, another sip, and spread it out. We were told to not talk, not sing, not give slogans, not walk around too much
Okay.
to conserve our energy. So, and we were also told that more than a physical hardship, it's a battle of your mind.
Yeah.
And that actually, I think, I found to be most true. It was about how you were preparing yourself mentally for the hunger strike in the next few days that would decide how long you'd be able to sit, whether you'll be able to bear the hunger and the pain and the headaches and the nausea or not. So it was, yeah, it was that experience. It was difficult. It was difficult.
Yeah. Like we saw some trolls critiquing you on the day of Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, that how can she dance like that, and showing your video of celebrating that.
Yeah.
And after 23 days of hunger, how it is humanly possible like that? What is your comment on that?
No, I know that these people who have and who can never stay hungry for the sake of their friends, their classmates, for the sake of other citizens in their country, I know they will never sit on a hunger strike.
Yeah.
So they don't know what a hunger strike is.
Yeah.
And that video, I only put it from my account.
Yeah.
And it is 5 days after we broke our hunger strike.
Right.
And I think what really worried them was not the fact that I'm dancing after hunger strike. What really worried them was that people were celebrating the defeat of their masters in the BJP and the RSS. What really bothered them was that Dharmendra Pradhan was thrown out of power by the might of the common young people of this country. And I think that is what really bothered them, and not the fact that I was dancing after hunger strike. I'm sure they know that you can dance after a hunger strike. And I think it was a victory that was a long time coming. We've been bearing with this regime, bearing with what they've unleashed in this country, and this victory that we achieved with Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. I think I would dance 100 times more at the cost of right-wing trolls, commenting and abusing us, if it means that more and more of these cabinet ministers will go and finally the Prime Minister and the Home Minister will go.
Fine. So one thing I am curious about is, see, you sat together with the different organizations, all right. But one thing we noticed that you were not the part of the official delegation of the CJP who talked with the government. Not only you, any member of the AISA was not there. Why this happened, even though you waged a struggle together? This was the one thing.
So, the first time on the 20th when JP Nadda had called for a delegation, that day we did not even know that a delegation had been called for, or that the government was asking us to talk with it.
Okay.
So we didn't know it. We got to know of it later, towards the evening, when network had been restored and it had already been, reported by media that, oh, this is happening. Then, and the second time after which deliberation started and JP Nadda reached out,
Okay.
that time we had a meeting with the members and spokespersons of the CJP. We told them that they should have student representatives in the delegation.
Yeah.
But they told us that it's a government condition, that not too many people, etc., etc. So we said fine.
Government itself had put that condition,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you should not be the part
that a lot of people should not be part of the delegation.
Okay.
So that is what they told us. So we told them that it's fine. What is important then is perhaps that the way we are viewing this negotiation that you're undergoing with the government, you need to keep some demands, you need to give a deadline. They can't say that, oh, we will consider Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation or withdrawing FIRs against protesters. They're going to be an indefinite consideration. You have to give them a deadline. So all of these things were discussed with the CJP spokespersons and told them that these are some things that we should tell them. And then they conveyed it to them and things turned out. So yeah, that was the reason.
Okay. As far as the demands put forth by you were concerned, there was a bit difference I noticed between the demands you were telling the media and the Saurav was putting forth, especially regarding the brutalities of the police and all those things. You are demanding accountability and putting FIR on the people who beat the students, right? But this was not the part of their official I mean, was there not any discussion about this? I mean, what the demand should be? Even you stand beside Rahul Gandhi and put these demands, and that was very necessary, in my perspective. So, was there not any deliberation about that?
So there was, of course, deliberations about accountability.
Yeah.
In their demands also, they had written it this way, that inquiry should be conducted into the violence and those responsible should be held accountable. Case, yeah, the government should take accountability of those found responsible in the inquiry. But of course, the demand for the Home Minister's resignation,
Yeah.
the demand for accountability for the police brutality, before anyone else, it came from the people who were protesting and who had faced police violence on that day, which meant that we, as supposed representatives of student organizations, could not go back from them.
Yeah.
When the demand is raised by the very people who are part of your protests,
Yeah.
and it is such a popular demand, and rightly so, why should the Home Minister
Right.
not give accountability and resign? Why should the Commissioner of Police not be sacked? He should be. So when the people were raising this demand, we found that it was correct that we also, reiterate it and stress upon it. So I think the demand was raised before anyone else from the people itself. And that is why when I first went on stage after the hunger strike, I think 2 days after the 20th, I did say from the stage that we want the Delhi police to be held accountable and the Home Minister to be held accountable. The CJP spokespersons were also, with this demand, but they were not putting it forward this way.
That's right. One more thing regarding this demand. See, this agitation was about NEET irregularities, but from south states there is a strong demand, especially from Tamil Nadu. They have even gone to the court that the NEET should, I mean, the centralized national-wide NEET should be rolled back, and the earlier system should be taken. So this was not the demand from your side, because you are just, I mean, you are demanding the immediate issue. That was. But what's your take on that about the NEET?
No, we have a very clear take on that. I was just in Chennai where I met comrades Mohan, Dhanasekhar and Mani. Mani is Anita's brother. Anita was a student in Tamil Nadu who committed suicide,
Right.
as you know, and as I think a lot of people know. So they were sitting on a hunger strike, two of them, Dhanasekhar and Mohan. They were sitting on a hunger strike demanding that the government take this up and fight for the decentralization of medical entrance examination. And we stand in absolute solidarity with their demand. And we stand in solidarity with their demand not just for NEET, but for JEE also, for CUET, UG, PG, UGC, NET also. We stand against the centralization of all exams, and further, the centralization of these exams in the hands of bodies like the NTA, which are completely unaccountable and, intransparent bodies. And that is why when we went to Chennai and wherever we are going, we are arguing the same thing, that, first, the NEET exam is based on the CBSE syllabus. A major section of the students in schools study from state boards. So when they give a NEET exam, they're automatically at a disadvantage. They start 5-10 steps behind their peers when they sit down to give an exam. And it's unfair to them. Any exam should provide a fair opportunity to students, right? To all students, which NEET doesn't. And the second thing is the health infrastructure that is required in any state is also a very great responsibility of the state government. The budget on education, a majority of that budget comes from the state government, because the requirement of public educational infrastructure varies from state to state, because states have differing requirements. From Bihar to Karnataka, the literacy rate will not be the same. The requirement for public educational infrastructure will not be the same. And hence, it is also actually an attack on the federal structure of the state.
That's right. True.
So these two demands, these two are the main reasons why such examinations, specifically NEET, because you asked about NEET, should be decentralized.
Yeah, even Karnataka government of late
Yeah.
is preparing a legal
Yeah.
battle for that. And you have been demanding a complete rollback of NEP. I saw in some of the interviews. As a student leader, how would you assume a model education system would be in India? What's your idea of a model education compared to the present education system?
So I am a communist. So my idea of a ideal education system would be a communist system where the education system is taken over by the state. It's not private universities or private schools where students go who will have a future. And all those students who will be condemned to a life of poverty and marginalization will be forced to study in government schools. Because the government will not invest in government schools, the government will not invest in any form of public infrastructure in education. That is the state of the country today, and that has been the state of the country for several decades now.
Okay.
So, for a complete overhaul of the education system, where it is the responsibility of the government that its public infrastructure is so robust that even parents of those students who are sending their children to a Don Bosco or some other private Doon Valley schools feel that it is a matter of pride that their child is studying in a government school, because that's how robust the public infrastructure is. The quality of education, the facilities provided there, the teaching that takes place there, the other activities required for the overall development of young people into adults, imaginative, creative adults who think critically, who can question, who can express themselves and understand the world around them. So for that to happen, the onus of getting an education cannot be on individuals and students themselves and their families. The onus and responsibility has to be taken by the government. The state has to bear the responsibility of educating its population, right? If the young people are to inherit the country, they will contribute in the economy. They will decide what a country will look like, what the world will see when they will look at India, and what Indians will, think when they look at each other, what kind of relationships we will have in this country among citizens. If that is to be decided by the young people, then young people's education has to be invested in. You're not, this is not a donation that you're giving, or this is not, you're not doing a favor. You are building a future India by investing in the education of young people. And that is why an overhaul in the education system would mean where the state takes over the education sector, where private schools and private universities are not places where, actual education takes place, and these people studying in public universities and schools will have roofs falling on their heads, libraries will not have journals. That cannot be the case.
Yeah, structural change should be fine. Okay, one last question. You said you are a communist, but the narrative the rightist ecosystem is creating is that communists are anti-nationals, Maoists are terrorists, all those things. And especially in this Gen Z movement, or after the Jantar Mantar movement, we saw many leaders, especially Deepak and just a few days back Ashutosh, and you were bullied, targeted, beaten, and inked. All those things happen. See, one thing we are noticing that these BJP, RSS people, they are targeting and trying to isolate the leaders, saying that they are urban Naxals, Dimaki Naxals, and so on. At the same time, they are also appeasing the Gen Z persons. Recently, Mohan Bhagwat sat with the students, and that Yogi was, taking selfie with some people. All those things happening. So, how do you see this the phenomenon?
No, I think both of them are not contradictory to one another. They are symptoms of the same disease that plagues the BJP right now, and that is the disease of being extremely unpopular among the young people of this country.
Yeah.
So they will do outreach programs with the Gen Z, they'll do outreach programs with young people, where Mohan Bhagwat will advise young people that when we were young, we used to follow our elders, not even question them. You should also do the same. Well, the young people of this country have questioned their elder and asked for his resignation and gotten it. So this advice does not bode well with the Gen Z. Apart from that, the coming to Instagram of the Prime Minister and trying to use the language of young people, and in that process further highlighting how isolated he is from our lives and our demands and our very way of looking at the world. It's all become very clear to them also that they are unpopular amongst the young people. And that is why they're doing this outreach programs, and at the same time targeting people who are actually popular with the young people, who are actually connected with the young people and who are young themselves, in fact. So this coinage of Dimagi Naxal, this throwing of ink at me, or beating up Ashutosh Ranka and his team when they go to a school, all of this is to tell young people that, oh, no, don't be like them. Don't think of them as part of you. Don't think of them as part of your movement. Don't think of them as, people who understand your issues and have raised them. So it is both of these things are two sides of the same coin. It's BJP in absolute crisis. It's BJP understanding and acknowledging that they are not popular among the young people of this country, and they are course correcting and trying to find out new ways of getting and remaining relevant for the young people.
Okay, Neha, finally, I would like to share something. See, in 2016, there was a JNU movement. Kanaya was there, Umar Khalid and Sheila Rashid. All these became, they grabbed the attention of the whole nation because of this same attacking of the BJP, RSS people, all those things. But after some time, I think there was a chance for the left parties to build a united students movement, a nationwide student movement, but that was not happened. So later what happened, Kanaya joined the Congress, and Umar Khalid went to jail, and Sheila Rashid, who was from your organization, for our shock, she later started to praise Modi. Okay, after the abrogation of 370. This was really very shocking for us. So my question is, what will happen to Neha Bora after 5 years?
See, I think that people who stop understanding the relevance of raising people's issues become irrelevant themselves. Whenever anybody mentions Sheila Rashid now, for whatever reason, she might have started praising Modi, whether it is, I don't know, fear of repression, or whether it is outright opportunism. We don't know. But for whatever reason her name is taken now, it's taken only as an example of something you should not do.
Yeah.
So if I become a Sheila, then I should be condemned to that same fate as well. When people or organizations stop raising the relevant issues of the people stop thinking of them as relevant. And that is a befitting reply of history to people who abandon people's struggles or choose their own path separate from the people's struggles. This path is difficult. In this path, people will continuously call you anti-national. They will threaten you, your families, your friends, your organization, your very peace of mind, your physical well-being. They'll threaten and they'll continue to do it. But it is important to understand that as political people who have a socio-cultural capital, we enjoy at least eyeballs from the media and other people. There are, I don't know, thousands and thousands of people, thousands upon thousands of people, or thousands of people who are not political, and they're just going about their lives, and they are killed just for existing. When a Muslim man on the street has his cart on the road and he's selling fruit, and a group of Bajrangal goons can come and kill him just for trying to earn a livelihood for his family, then it truly means that those of us who have the privilege of access of language, of access of political discourse, of access of media and if something happens to me, you people will show it, thankfully. So if we have this access, then it is our responsibility to keep raising this question at the cost of perhaps threats here and there, at the cost of one attack here and there. We have to continue to raise it because there are people who don't have access to language, who don't have access to political discourse, who don't have the kind of eyeballs of the media and the civil society that we do. So as student organizations and student activists, it is our responsibility to keep talking about it, and the day we stop talking about it, people will slowly forget that we existed. Or if we go about praising Modi on the other spectrum, then people will condemn us to a fate that we will be used as examples of how people betray the movement. We will be counted along with Savarkar, and I would rather die than be counted along with Maafi Veer Savarkar.
Thank you, Neha,
Thank
for
you.
your valuable time. And I also wish you and all the people coming forward for a great cause all the best.
Thank you.